Hey, so you know it is propagation season, and so far I have propagated my pothos, my Scindapsus, and my philodendrons, and a couple of other plants, and I've had updates already on my pothos. If you haven't already seen those videos, check the description. This video is about my Scindapsus and my philodendron. There has been some growth, so I want to show you the mother plant, I want to show you the roots that are growing, and I want to repot up some of the ones that I know have rooted. I've seen roots already, but I haven't seen them in probably 2 days. So I want to pot those up, and I want to introduce myself. My name is Yvette Boone. I'm a recovering software engineer and a lifelong creative hobbyist. And here on this channel, we create a safe space for Black women to incorporate hobbies, especially creative hobbies, into their wellness practice. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna go bring over the water propagations. I chose to propagate in 2 ways. One is by water propagation, and the other is by sphagnum moss in a plastic bag. So I have about 6 plastic bags. I used my propagation box for my pothos, and I realized then that I was not going to have enough room for all of the propagations, which is why I chose to do some in the plastic bag. But I think I like the plastic bag, especially since the Scindapsus and generally the philodendron, for me, propagate slow anyway. Okay, these are the 2 jars that I had for propagations. Both of these jars are labeled on, oh, you can't see that, the 28th of April. So, and both of these are, I don't want to spill the water out, but it's both labeled the 28th of April. I stuck these pothos in a day or so later because I forgot to cut up the golden pothos when I was doing the pothos video the week before. So I stuck these in here. Plus, you know, like I said, I heard that, oh my God, I can't wait to show you guys these roots. Oh, you cannot see them as well. That is awesome. Okay. I forgot to cut the pothos when I was doing that video. So I did it probably about a couple of days after I did the original cuts to these. Okay. So let's get into it. Body's not going back. Look at that. That is nice. Okay. Now the pothos, let's see. I also have some cups here that I'm going to put individual things in. So the ones that are going back, I'm just going to stick right back in there. So this pothos is doing pretty good. It's actually got a new growth coming right here. Can you look at that? Oh. Okay, so it's got roots and it's got a new growth. I'm gonna put those back. Oh, same here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These things are phenomenal. Seriously. And new growth. I'm so happy. So I am going to pot these up, but just not in this video. So nice root. I took that little extra piece off. Okay, same with this. It's got a little new growth, which is perfect. And it's got good root. I'm gonna take this little piece that's hanging. I'm gonna take that off. And I'm going to change this water too. I'm just going to do that later. And I don't want them to sit here too long without being in water or something. Nothing. Oh, it's so disappointing. So this is a MICANS, and there is nothing going on here. There is a little bit of, oh, you can't even see it. Yeah, it's a little white dot there. That looks like it might be the start of something. This doesn't feel wet right here. So maybe it's possible that only the bottom and this is not getting in the water, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a smaller vessel to put this in. So here is, what is this? A Brazil. She does have a couple of little roots on her. So I think I want a little bit more root than that. So I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. So, and I think I wanna put that in a smaller vessel too. Once again, the pothos are kind of outshining everybody. I'm gonna take off this little extra piece if I can. Oh, I didn't show you, but it has here. Haha. It has a growth point. Okay, perfect. Pothos. Here's a growth point. Not a root though, not much of a root. It's a little bit of a root right here, but not too much. And here is another pothos. Root and a growth point. All right, and these are all actually the golden. Okay, so this is interesting. This is the TRUEBEII. She is well rooted. This might have already been up here, but it's yellowing. So I am going to pot this up. So I'm gonna set this in a cup. I'm trying not to put my fingers all on the root system. Even though my hands are clean, I still just, okay. So this leaf looks like it is ready to take flight. I don't see much going on. Is that a root? Okay, so this might be a root right here. The reason I say might is because it's not very white. So it's kind of hard to tell whether it was a piece of stem or petiole that I cut off. That needs to go back in the water. As a matter of fact, I think I can stick that back in here, right? Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. See, this is why I was confused, because I'm used to the roots being white, right? And that didn't feel like it was root. That's why I was a little confused. All right. So here's some pretty roots. This I think is good. I think I might just pot this up. Okay. So I'm gonna just set this in its own little cup. All right. Okay. We got some action going on here. Yeah, I'm thinking that other thing was not a root, considering what these roots look like, and they are super fine. Okay, so now I know. It's kind of hard to see that, but there's a little piece of root here. I don't feel like that's enough to take out of this medium and put in another. I want a little bit more growth on that. Okay, this is a Brazil, and she has some action started right here. Not a whole lot. So not a whole lot. So here again, I don't really feel like these have been in the water, because there's nothing going on, and this leaf is starting to die off. So I'm gonna put these in a smaller vessel because I don't trust that they're getting in the water. So this is a root. This is a root. It's a nice root. I can put these two together. I don't think this is a root. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I think this, I don't know. I think this is a top cutting, I guess. And this was a leaf trying to come out, and it might have had a leaf before, and the leaf, maybe this was the leaf that was on this. I doubt that. But anyway, yeah, we'll put this in a small thing and see if it's gonna do something. And then of course, here we have another golden pothos or jade. Golden / jade that is doing what it do. So I have no problem with getting a small vessel to put these in, and I will probably find a piece of pothos to put in with it. Let me go get that right now. I'm gonna use this to house these cuttings. Oh, bruh, you got to figure it out because you need to be in there. Get in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. And I'm probably gonna find me a piece of pothos to put in there with it. Let's see. All right, we're gonna put this in here with it, and we put a piece of golden in here because, okay, so now we're gonna have this, and we're gonna set this over here to the side because I'm pretty sure I will find some more pieces that need to go from this jar. All right, we're gonna turn this over, and ooh, okay. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see what it is. I see some yellowing. Okay, this is already in my hand, so we're just gonna go with that. And this is, of course, pothos. And she has a growth point and she has a root. Let's go with this yellow. What's going on with that? Look at here though, she has a root. Look at that, she's got a little piece of root. So I'm gonna leave her. Matter of fact, I might put her in with this, in this smaller vessel. Okay, so yeah, I'll talk about what I did with that. I tied that together. So this is Scindapsus. She has no roots, so she needs to go back into a vessel. Now, I'm not sure if I want to put her in a smaller container or not, because I have a feeling that none of these have roots. There we go, here's another one. I don't see any roots coming out, but I feel like it won't be long. I feel like she is ready. I had a feeling that these were gonna be pretty slow. But that's okay. Okay, but then as soon as I say something, look at that. This is Scindapsus. This is EXOTICA. And she has this. Okay, sis. Okay. You meant that, didn't you? Okay. Okay, let's tackle this here. What is this? Oh, wait. This is Brazil, and she's got a little bit of root, but not a lot. Yeah, she's got a little piece of root right there. But she has root nonetheless. I just want to put her back in. So what I did with these, because they were so small and I knew they were going to probably fall through if I wasn't careful, is I tied them together so that they could sit as a unit. Because I only lost this one leaf. I'm not sure if the node is dead, but so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna redo this again. This kind of keeps all of the bottom part of the stem in the same place. I'm just gonna tie it a little tighter, and I'm really trying not to touch these roots. Okay, this one probably doesn't belong here. That's why she acting a fool. Okay, and she has roots. Child, I don't even know which way to put her in. Let's see, this way, I guess. Big root energy. I don't know where, what in the world are they doing here? Oh, wow, that is nice. Okay, okay, maybe she is growing wow. I consider these slow growers at some point, or at least that's what I heard. And like I said, when I put this is the Moonlight TRUEBEII. When I put this under, in this creative studio right up under the light, she started growing like crazy. Matter of fact, she's gonna make her debut today because she's got some serious growing going on with her. All right, so I'm going to put these two together because I want to root. I don't know, they might go straight in the dirt. Those roots are fantastic. Impressive. Ooh, child, come on here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Girl. All right, I see a dead leaf, or at least a yellow leaf. There are some roots. That's one good one, but there are more that don't have roots. All right, so I'm gonna put these back in because I don't feel like they're ready yet either. And I'm trying to get them. Ooh, ooh. in the water. That is not getting in the water. There we go. All right, what do we got here? This is a Brazil. I thought I saw a root on this, but I guess I lied. She can go back in the water. This is a yellow leaf. This is interesting. This one I'm confused about. All right, this is a EXOTICA. She has roots. All right, she's got a nice little root starting, but I don't really feel like that's enough. Okay, here's another one. Nothing, no action. For the most part, yeah, I think she's going back in the water. Now here's the TRUEBEII, and I'm gonna clean this up too. Yuckity yuck yuck. She looks good. Now they're not long, but there are 3 of them, so I feel like we're in a good place. So I think I'm gonna put that in. Of course, she looks good. Looks fantastic. I'm not sure if I understand why the roots are brown in the water, but I'm not complaining. Man, I'm telling you, this TRUEBEII is on it. This TRUEBEII is giving me POTHOS energy, okay? All right, we're gonna clean this off. Ew, I say ew every time, don't I? This is, I wanna say Brazil, but it's got some roots on here. I'm not sure if they have a thick root system. There we go. All right, yeah, so that doesn't look bad. I still feel like I don't really have much else to put her with, so I don't mind these roots growing a little bit more along with the rest of everything else. So let me put these back in here. Not much going on. I see a little bit of root in here. Yeah, I see a little bit of root. Do I need the blackboard? Look at that. A little bit, right? You see that little bit of root? All right. She going back in. She doesn't have a good looking leaf though. This leaf I don't think is bringing anything, but it is keeping the leaf, the cutting from falling all the way in the water. All right, this is the Silver Lady. Silvery Ann. I wish I had a Silver Lady. She looks like she'll be pushing out a little bit more roots really soon. I feel like I want her to go in a small container because I feel like she would enjoy that a lot better. And I usually change that water out really frequently, just when they're small like that. Okay, so here's EXOTICA. She's doing a little bit. She's doing a little something, right? I think it would be, I'm not ready to pot her just yet. Okay, look at that one. I don't know. I'm not really ready to pot that just yet. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put them in a separate container. This one has nothing. So I'm gonna stick this back in here. I'm gonna stick these other ones that I pulled out that I feel like, well, ain't no feel like, they have no roots at all. So I'm gonna stick these back in the container. No roots. So back in the container you go. No roots. So I'm gonna put this in the small one because I don't see it going in there. So this small one is getting kind of full. And this, some roots, not a lot. Come on off of there. It doesn't want to come off and I'm not pulling. So you probably can see them just fine, but I'm gonna stick that back in the water. These two, I don't know. I already have some in here, so maybe I'll put all of these together. So I'm gonna probably, I don't know though. This one, yeah, for sure. I got 2 roots, yeah. I'm gonna stick this back in the water. And I'm gonna stick this back in here too. I'm just gonna see if I can let it sit close to the top. So, okay, all right. So this is what we have going back on the shelf. That's one. This is the other one. Mostly POTHOS in the small one. So I have a lot, as you can see, I have a lot of, and I'm just gonna spray some water in here to kind of keep things moist until I pot that up. I'm trying to kind of let them get used to some air too, so oh, I forgot we got an additional jar. told you. Putting this label on these. Little coffee. Okay. Let's get into these bags. So I created some wet sticks and look at that. The wet sticks, the MICANS in the wet sticks did a little better than, wow. Oh my, look at that. That's so cute. Okay. Now, I checked on these about a week ago, and I was thinking to myself that these might be a little too dry, so I did put some more water in them. Like, they need to be wet enough to, and I just stopped opening the stupid things. I was opening them every day, checking on them every day. I don't see anything else going on in here except for that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see a root. Oh, wow. I was hoping to get roots down here. Okay, that's a little backwards, but okay, whatever. I think once these mature a little bit more, I'll pull these out and put them in some dirt. But now I'm gonna let them stay in here. Those are the MICANS from 428. Let's see, I got another bag of MICANS. I don't see much going on in here either. I didn't expect to see much. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't see where they are doing much of anything. As you see, it's wet in here. I mean, I could spray some more and get it a little wetter. I'm concerned about these little red ends. I'm hoping that this gives me something. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna spray some more in here. This little mister, I need something. Hit it power. Ooh. So I'm gonna spray some more in that. All right, let's look at the Brazil. This is a piece of sphagnum moss stick. Yeah, I don't see much going on in here either. Yeah, nothing much going on in here either. Oh, that does not look good at all. What is that on the end of these? That's white. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. Most of these are turning yellow. Well, I put some air in here, so I don't really smell mildew or mold or anything. I don't know why it would turn white on the end like that unless it was rotting. But you know what? I'm gonna close this up and I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna add any more water to it. Although I don't think it's particularly wet or anything or too wet, but okay, we'll see. That's the Brazil. This is the EXOTICA. Okay, I see a little teeny bit of root action going on. That little white on there, I see a little bit of action. And I think, oh, you know, that's a root. I'm excited. That's a root. That's good. Yay us. Looky look. All right. I'm going to spray a little bit of that. Spray a little bit of that. This is more Brazil. These are somewhat turning yellow too, but I also have some green in here. I don't see much growing in here. I don't see nothing happening. Okay, this is the JADE Philodendron. And this one does have a leaf. I think I put a leaf in here, so I don't think this grew in here, but it's not. Oh, what is that? I'm taking this out. I don't think this is supposed to be in here. I don't think that is right. That is mold. Why is that white like that? Look at that end. I'm throwing this in the trash. I'm not keeping this. Nope. Yay us. There's a root in there. Okay, so this one is doing okay. Let's put a little bit more water in here. Okay. All right, I got excited. Sorry. This is the neon philodendron, and Lord knows we need some action in here because, all right, I don't see much action going on in here. Okay, yeah, no, I don't see any roots. This is another neon. Okay, wait, we might have a little something. It's not a root, but it is a growth. Okay. And more jade. Now these are really green. Is this the one with the leaf? Or is this another one with the leaf? Child, I don't even know. She got a chance. She got some leaves. All right. Uh-oh, I see a little bit of a root. Okay, we got some root on this one. Whoop, whoop. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this one first. This is the Moonlight TRUEBEII, the Scindapsus, and she is doing really well. I hear a lot of people say she is a slow grower, but like I said, once I put her under the grow light, she has been doing really well. And as you see, she has 3 new leaves coming. She has 1 here and she has 2 here. And she also has what I believe to be a leaf coming here. Sometimes they fool me and it's like this weird sheath type deal, but it might be a leaf. So they are coming in kind of small because this one just came in not too long ago too. They are coming in kind of small, but they're coming in nonetheless. She also has a growth point here. You can see right here. So she has a growth point there. I do think that a lot of the trouble with this plant was that she kept coming out of the dirt. So I did, one of my commenters suggested that I pin it down, and they were right on track. I had ordered some pins. They just hadn't come in yet. I had used hairpins in the past, but I feel like they just weren't long enough and they weren't wide enough. And so I end up ordering some of these pins here to kind of keep the roots. The roots were in, but they were shaking. And I just think some plants just don't do well when they don't feel secure in their media. So I think she's doing beautifully. I don't see any more growth points on here. And as far as this plant is concerned, I didn't really cut that much. Where I cut here is where she's having a growth point coming. I wanted to make sure I didn't cut any that had baby leaves on it. So I just cut one good long stem and just kind of cut that stem up. She's actually doing pretty good. Okay, so we did one good plant. Let me show you one where I'm like, ooh, child. So this neon philodendron has made an appearance before. And the reason is because she looks like this. So of course I want to make her look lush and pretty as she did before. I mean, there's growth all over this thing, but I will say this much. Every time she gets a leaf, they drop off and they start looking like this, where they sort of see through and then you blow on it and it falls off. This one is probably going to be the next one to fall off. Okay, so this is what I think I've done. I don't think it's bugs because I sprayed her And I think the spray might have been a little too harsh for her, even though I watered her, washed her down, and then put the spray on. I'm gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep hoping and praying that this thing makes a comeback. One of the other things that I might try to spark this to grow a little bit, I do plan on repotting this, I believe. So what I think I might do, I might take these stems and I might pin them down to the dirt and try to get these to root and propagate in that way. So I might try that with this. I was hoping that this would just go ahead on and bounce back since she was already cut so much and was doing so much. And she is pushing out new growth, but she's dropping her new growth just as quickly as she's pushing it out. So, and look at how close the nodes are to each other. Those inner nodes are really short. So I know she has a lot of energy in these stems. It's got a lot of inner nodes on this stem. So I think she would grow really well. I'm gonna keep trying stuff and I'm gonna keep watering her and taking care of her, and hopefully she will bounce back like I know she can. But yeah, I can't wait for her to bounce back. Now the MICANS, let's do the MICANS because we need a good story. Now, yeah, she's looking a little skimpy if you didn't really know her, but being that we know her, we know this is her looking good compared to what she looked like before. So let's get up close and personal. And you can see that she's got a lot of new points. Here, here, here. And I did that very thing with her. I tied or pinned down a section of her stem so that I can generate some new growth from that area. And what's going to happen is it's going to create roots, and then it's going to shoot up a growth point. So, and we got a little leaf coming in right there. So I think and we got a leaf here, right here. She's doing good. She's doing good. She took a hit, but I think she's bouncing back pretty well. So there's a new leaf there. So, oh, I see other little new growth there. So yeah, she has a lot of new growth points on her. And I think she's going to do well I think she's going to do really well. So what I've been doing is sort of hitting the top of the dirt just like that with a little mist of water. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to kind of hopefully encourage some root action up here. And I probably do it like every day or every other day. Okay, so the next plant is my Scindapsus silvery, and she's doing okay too. So I did the same thing, tied down some of her stems. So I just kind of secured them and put them in here really good. If I found one that I thought might root something, I think here, this one here, I think I tied that one down so it would root something. I don't see much. There's a little bit of something coming out right here. I don't see much. She did. Now, she was another one that took a little bit of a beating. You can see it here. She took a little bit of a beating from the spray. Here, you can see it at the end of that and the end of this one. I honestly think I used the wrong alcohol. So I don't think it's the formula per se, but you do have to make sure, because my other plants did fine with it. But you do have some plants. I would have never thought, if I had to take a guess, which plants that would have an issue. I wouldn't have thought the Scindapsus, but apparently she's a little bit more sensitive than I thought. But other than that, she's doing well. She's doing fine. She is also another slow grower. And honestly, I don't think I had a lot of cuttings. And so this is going to be interesting how she's going to get fuller without a bunch of propagations. But we're going to keep it pushing because I still think she's a beautiful plant. She does really good in my environment. So yeah, I think she's gonna do fine. Let me show you. Ooh, look at her. She looks so good on camera, girl. Okay. She's doing fantastic. I really think because she definitely could use a repot. And I will be repotting her soon. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But I will be repotting her soon. So she has a leaf coming out here that hasn't fully opened yet. That leaf has probably been coming out for at least 2 weeks or so. It takes her dear sweet time. She does not rush, okay? Now where she was cut was here. I don't see anything growing from there. I don't see anything pushing. So I don't see, and I think I cut here. And I don't see anything pushing out there either. So she's not pushing out any new growth, but she's definitely not skipping a beat. Like she's still doing her. If I repot her now, then by the time the cuttings are ready to join, then it will be less of a shock overall, right? I really want to give her a good amount of time through the summer to bounce back. I knew I was forgetting something. Remember the jar from Mexico that I left all of the propagations in that we don't want to talk about too often, but we really do want to talk about. Okay, so from the jar, I got CEBU Blue. That was probably about 2.5 weeks ago. Really not doing much of anything. I have some Brazil from the jar. These aren't doing much of anything either. I'm not even gonna open these up because I know they're not doing much. I've looked at them several times and they're not moving the needle much at all. And I got a bunch of EXOTICA and it's probably about 10 or 15 in here. These are like precious gold right now because this is going to definitely bring my plant up to where I want it to be. And I have a little jar here that has a EXOTICA or the Silvery Ann. But either way, I think she's gonna be rooting sometime soon. She's been in here for a couple weeks. I also have a couple of cuttings of the Silvery Ann in here. No roots. Oh, not a couple, just one. Okay, that hurt my feelings. Yeah, so just one, and she's not doing much. She's not doing anything actually. But she's still alive and she's still doing well. Look at the leaves. So she's still doing fine. The CEBU Blue, they are starting to root. Ooh, child, calm down, calm down. I'm taking you out, calm down. It's like a little puppy. So ready to go. Okay, so she has roots. She has roots. Oh, what is that? What you doing? This might have been a root that was already started in the water. And this has a little bit of root on each node, actually. That's so good. Come on now, don't do that. So soon I'll be potting that up. But that all came from the jar. Matter of fact, I can give you a little bit more of an update on what else came from out of the jar. This came from out of the jar. This is part of the Brazil. She's got a little bit of growth going on in there. This is what was growing in the water. So I'm not really worried about those staying in there. However, I'm not sure about these roots. I'm not even sure. Oh, it's a piece of Scindapsus in here. Okay, that's interesting. These roots, okay. Well, I'll be darned. These roots are doing pretty good. I had almost given up hope on this. All right, I'm gonna let this sit in here for a little bit longer. One other thing that was in that jar were these cuttings. And I probably already showed this in the POTHOS update, but let's just look at those roots. If you wanted some root porn, look at that. Okay. Okay. All right. From that same jar, I've got some new growth. Look at that. Look. She's got a root and a growth. I'm so excited. Why is that black? Okay, that's just brown. But why though? Ugh. Yeah. Ew. All right, I'm hoping that I get these to root because the stems on these are really nice size. I'm going to pot these up and I'll be back right after I pot these up. Okay. So I finished putting the cuttings into the wet media. Now, I don't want to leave these in here for long, but I want the other cuttings to catch up so that I can plant everything together. This might be a game of Russian roulette. I'm going to put these in the propagation box. So I have 2 propagation boxes now. One that I'm putting wet sticks in, because the box is really short. Let me show you what I mean. I'm sorry, that dirt, whoo, child, got my allergies acting up terrible. My sinus, between my sinuses and my allergies, oh my goodness. Okay, so I have a short prop box here. It's really short, see? And I'm going to put the cuttings in here that are short. These cups are rather short, but if the leaves are tall, I don't want the leaves hitting the top of the box. So I'm going to put those cuttings in here along with these things that are rooting. And something in this box don't smell too. Anywho, I'm gonna put the cuttings in here and in the other propagation box. And they are going to sit in there for a couple of weeks until I feel like the roots are getting used to being moist versus wet. And then I'm gonna take them out the propagation box and let the soil slowly but surely get drier in between each watering so that I can get them used to being somewhat dry versus being always wet. So I'm gonna put those in there. And we're going to wait a couple of weeks and we're going to take those out. I will keep you updated on my progress because fingers crossed, I'm hoping that all goes well and that we will have some fuller plants by the end of this season, or at least we're going to have some fuller plants by the end of this season. Okay. So I'm going to get my allergies together because between the dirt and the outside, I have really been going through these last couple of days. I will keep you updated. Enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you back in a few.